So it is a Saturday. What time is it? It is 10 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, and these are my mornings. I'm usually up way earlier, but I was in a bed. I'm usually up by 7 a.m. Anyway, I'm working on my hand now, and previously video I've showed that I completed one finger. Well, kind of. Not sure how I feel about the finger, to be honest with you, because I just don't know how it's going to turn out. This is a thumb here, right there, and I don't know how I'm going to connect it this way. Let's go ahead and start or continue to work on this one because it's not exactly finished lengthwise, but the shaping I would say is pretty on point. Okay, wasn't sure how that was gonna look, but put together, I'm sure it's gonna be a bomb. And then we gotta find the right embellishments for this right here. It really has to be it. You feel me? Like no, no. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure if I would do sequins and rhinestones a blend together. We will see. We shall see. Let's just get the picture done first. So I have to finish my little bit of outlining at the bottom. My pinks are not exactly the same as the picture, and that's okay. People love to point out things that's none of their bi, but that's my shadow there. This color is my shadow, my darkest color. So just to do a little bit more under here so that it has the same effect. And so I have everything measured up the right way with the fingers too. So let's see what else we have to do with the finger. Let's match it up. And again, people are very surprised that I don't use a graph for this because it just wouldn't make sense to me. But as I always say, make it make sense to you if you need it to. So I'm matching it up. This is all I do. Okay, it's nothing special, something crazy. And I learned this technique when I was in art class years ago and like high school. Like I loved to draw. I just loved everything about art. I took a bunch of art classes while I was in high school, and I'm like printmaking, drawing, portrait drawings, things like that, ceramics. And even with my grandmother, we did ceramics. We used to go to after school programs and we did all types of art stuff. I was just like interested in every single thing that had to do with making stuff because even like little pictures and drawings, like people used to pay me to draw their names and stuff like that. So I am an artist in a lot of different ways, so I just use all of my techniques and just try to like bring it to life in what I really love to do, and that's crochet. So you can do anything that you set your mind to it. You gotta learn from every little piece of information. Y'all gotta learn to listen instead of just thinking you know everything. You feel me? So let's go ahead and continue with this nail. I'm gonna get a little lost here with the length, but we're gonna work our way down to where the thumb starts. That way, when I connect it, I can start from the thumb. Maybe. We'll see how that works, Trial and error for real. So I can expand. I'm going to increase in this next row here because it gets wider. So then I'll stop there and I'll continue to increase on this end. And then I will start another finger. Of course, we will start this finger next. And I did already start with and using the same technique as the previous one because y'all want them to look as similar as possible. It's kind of hard to tell where it actually widens, but I think it's pretty good. I think it's a pretty good measurement. Maybe take a stitch out. Instead of doing 4, I would do maybe 3 and then expand like right here. So Just watch how I do it. This is more of the easier part. This is why I am kind of like just showing you guys how it works. So let me just remeasure. Also, this looks like part of the nail, and so if I really want to make sure it's accurate, then I will go ahead and see, oh yeah, it is part of the nail because it's past the earring. So then let's look at our nail that we have here. So yes, that is the point where we have to match up. And because it's not that big, we can go ahead and keep it at that. We can move this finger and we could keep on from there. And like I said, I'm gonna take some out because I did too much. I'm gonna go ahead and do 3 instead of expanding to 4. This I'm just gonna work in rows because the nail's not even gonna show. It's not gonna make a difference. So we're just gonna do it in rows, and it is kind of bothering me because it is worked in rows, and it does look a little different. I don't like when it looks like that. I don't like it. All right, if everything looks like this, then it kind of bothers me when it's done in rows. But we just gonna get past that. We're gonna get past that. It is practice, and we'll figure it out. It's very tedious. It is a lot of work. But I'm gonna go ahead and do my 3 single crochet stitches. Worked in regular rows. I'm just going, just kind of trying to determine where to increase and decrease. Wherever I feel comfortable with stopping and checking, that's where I'm going to stop and check. So I think it's pretty long at this point. So I'm going to stop and I'm going to check. That's my point. That's my nail. Seems to be okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and increase because it starts to get wider down there. So we can go ahead and increase by just chaining 1 and adding 2 in the first stitch, and also adding 2 in the last stitch. I think you got a cute little bun. See, look, I made some wonder to be like this. I know, cute little ponytail. Now, doesn't really feel like it looks right to me, but let's check. It's all right. It is all right. And I will most likely go around the edges, maybe. Yeah, I think I will go around the edges. So what I'm gonna do is push this down a bit, and then go from there. So I don't think that, I'm gonna take that increase out and just continue to do my 3 single crochet stitches and work my way down, and then I'm gonna go around it just to clean off the edges of it because I'm working in rows, because I'm working in continuous rows. So yeah, let me take that increase out and just continue. Is that an increase right there? Right there. 1, 2, 3 single crochet stitches, and just go ahead and work until we have the length of the nail. And once we go around the edges, we will then change to the actual finger color. And I'm working with my grandma's needle that she gave me years ago before she passed on. And this is not the only one that she gave me. This is the only one that I use and that I like, and that is just, it is, you can't see it, but it is an original, authentic Susan Bates steel hook. They don't make them steel anymore now. They're all just aluminum. So this is a, I mean, I use it for almost everything that I make. And I mean, sweaters and shirts and stuff. I like my, even hats, I like my stitches to be nice and tight, and this needle is perfect. I even found a place on Etsy where they actually sell vintage needles, and I bought one that was like the next size up, I believe, from this one, and I just was not feeling it. It just did not give me the same as this one does. So let's go ahead and compare these. And yes, it looks skinny now, but once I go around the edges, that adds a whole nother row here, and it adds a whole nother row here on this side. So then it will become the same wideness. So I'm gonna keep going, or actually, yeah, I'm gonna keep going from there. I'm gonna work my way down to the full nail, because when we start the finger, we're going to start at the end and edge of this, if that makes sense to you guys. If you can just see it, you can see it right there. So when I start the actual finger skin nail, I'm going to start from like the third row from the bottom, and then I'm going to go around. Then I'm stop, cut it, start again, and go around and continue to go down to the nail. So in the next video, I will show the second part.